let me try to reenact this a bit.
Okay.
Goes to throw the ball, drops it. Just drops it.
We ass.
Just and there it goes.
Yeah, that's fitting.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast, Field Goals and Forecast, presented by Afterthought Sports, now on WSBU 88.3 FM, The Buzz. I'm Ron Adio, alongside my good co-host, James Derrick, as always. And week six of the NFL has passed us, and a lot of upsets in this one. Pretty good week overall. All my fantasy teams, besides for one, won this week. James, are you still undefeated in your...
No, I took an L in the home league. Puka really didn't do what he had to do. But I got 150 dropped on me, so I'm fine with that. You don't win those.
In the Afterthought League, I took my first L as well. If it makes you feel any better, so.
I'm on the come up in the Afterthought League.
That is true.
I just beat Jack Haskell. Big performance by Drake London.
Big comeback from Drake London. But let's talk more about that game. The Buffalo Bills, they lose their second straight, so it could be worse for your fantasy team. You could lose two straight like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
But you haven't, and I don't even know what to say about the Bills.
The Bills,
honestly.
they just...
Is this a Bills collapse, or do you give the Falcons their flowers?
You got to give the Falcons their flowers. I mean, especially first half, they pretty much just came out and did exactly what you'd think they wanted to do. Coming off a bye, just so energized. Like, they said it was a physical game on the broadcast. I believe it. I'm sure it was a lot of the Falcons pushing Bills players around doing whatever the hell they wanted to, because that's what it certainly watched like. But big thing for me that I'll say, because that game felt way worse than it was, especially first half. With 11 minutes left in the second quarter, the Falcons go up 21-7. They only finished the game with 24 points.
Yeah.
From the 11-minute mark in the second quarter on, we allowed 3 points. And, I mean,
the defense did its job.
Josh Allen didn't get it done, which is
the
first time I'm really saying that this year. Like,
did Josh Allen not get it done, or was the defense just blanketing everyone he could throw it to?
Well, that too. It's always a little bit of both. Yeah. I think when you have an MVP caliber player,
it's really easy to point fingers.
But I think, the Falcons defense, I'll let you take it from here.
I mean, what else can I say? Jeff Ulbrich is a mastermind. Mastermind on defense.
He was cooking.
Interim head coach for the Jets last year. If that name sounds familiar. He's the defensive coordinator of the Falcons. He's new this year. Unbelievable schemes that he's throwing at the Bills. Throwing at the Bills this week. Number one pass defense in the league. Number one ranked defense as of right now. Up there with the Browns, which two teams that really just their defense is playing well, but I don't know. But they really limited Cook. They forced 2 interceptions, one of them being in garbage time, and the second one, or the first one, I guess, almost led to a touchdown from Drake London, which would have been unbelievable.
Bad Josh. I literally was screaming at my TV, but it's okay. I forgive him after everything. So, I'm a weak Bills fan when it comes to that stuff.
I didn't do my research, but Josh Allen was sacked 4 times. I do not remember the last time Josh Allen was sacked that many times in a game.
Oh, man.
I don't think he's been sacked 4 times in at least 10 games. It's been a long time.
At the very least, I'm trying to think just who's had him on the ropes like that.
Yeah.
And it's hard to think of anybody. I think you're definitely going back to last year. You're going back to even early last year. I don't know. That's insane. They played so well against the Bills. The Bills O-line generally does their job, and they did.
Yeah.
But the Falcons came up with plays on crucial downs, which is the biggest part.
There's nothing they can do. I mean, there was a play at one point where I looked at the defense that we were throwing at Josh. He got sacked on the play. And I was like, wow, that is the greatest defensive play I've visually seen, and been like, I can immediately recognize that. They showed pressure on the line, showed the pressure on the right side, dropped it, and brought pressure from the left. And I think Josh got sacked by 3 guys in 2 seconds. Not even 2 seconds, probably less than that.
Yeah, and I mean, when you start to get a quarterback on the ropes, that's when you see them kind of do some uncharacteristic things, that flip. that he had on a crucial third down to Ty Johnson, which is usually a play that
it works most of the time.
It works. Like, we've all watched it a million times, but like, those kinds of miscues. I will say the version of the Buffalo Bills that played the second half wins the game if it's a full effort, full game effort, because it looked like we were able to establish James Cook.
You're getting like a Minnesota Vikings, like Atlanta Falcons game where it's really low scoring and like it's mostly defense. But honestly, that first half for the Falcons offensively, what more can you ask for? Literally, what more can you ask for? Bijan had 170 rush yards, 68 receiving yards, a touchdown, only 19 carries and 6 receptions. Cam Scatterbu is putting up 25 carries for like 50 yards.
It would take Cam Scatterbu like a couple of games to get to this.
He's playing an MVP level. Honestly, MVP level if they make the playoffs.
Yeah, I was trying to. My dad doesn't know a whole lot of ball, especially the younger guys in the league, and I was trying to explain to him what we were playing against last night, and like going into it, like even multiple days prior, I'm like, it's not gonna look very good, Dad. Like, I don't know if you realize we're playing a running back that's better than Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry, to my father, I mean, he's watched Derrick Henry for years now. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, that's the best guy.
Right.
Bijan truly showed why he is the best. And I hyped him up all week and he delivered. I will say, like, I'm kind of, now I'm glad my dad can see that now. Like,
right.
Oh, crap,
He's like, you know what? Maybe my son does know something.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think I jokingly said on the show, like, he's going to drop 40. And he was really close to doing it.
He's very close.
And for a running back, it's just unbelievable. With only one touchdown. He only had one touchdown.
On the 80-yard scamper, yeah.
And if I would have told you last week, Falcons win the game, but only one wide receiver on the entire team gets a catch.
Come on.
Drake London was the only receiver with a catch.
I mean, come on. Like, dude, I'm just saying, wide receivers only had like 12, 13 targets in that game. Yeah. My read wasn't that bad. I told you to not start Drake London because I figured it's a game where Bijan's going to get a lot of work. It was the right thought.
Yeah, but
it was just all Drake London.
Yeah, no Darnell Mooney, no Ray McLeod on a weird little sit that he's doing. I'm not really sure what's up with that, but they don't care. They threw it to Casey Washington a couple of times and then said,
No, there's like
throw it to our 6'4", 215 wide receiver. Who cares?
Like, leave it to the Falcons to finally lock in against the Bills. Like, I remember it was like a third down. They targeted Penix threw a slant to Casey Washington. Crap, I forgot who was on the game, but they're like, oh, he's got to hit Drake London right there, and he heard him and did that for like the rest of the game.
And the Bills had like 4 opportunities to intercept it and then just didn't. But is this a defensive struggle for the Bills? Like, would you even call it that?
I think it's opened our eyes to what are obvious weak points. Yeah. And with a team like the Falcons, like Penix he's capable of missing throws. I think we were throwing really all we could at the run in the second half. And Penix missed some throws, some third downs. He makes the wrong play, throws at Casey Washington instead of Drake London. And we're able to, make our way back into that game against a team like the Ravens, a quarterback that can competently make, I'm not saying Penix is competent. He's great. He's played great.
Very middle of the pack right now. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's getting there. When you play a team that can throw the ball as well as they can run it, I think that like we're going to just get stretched, to infinity at that point. And it opened our eyes to the fact that, okay, we can't just sell out against the run every game. We got to address problems with the run.
Would you say the defense or the offense played worse? I mean, we haven't even really talked about the offensive struggles.
The offense had played worse just because of what the Falcons did to them. Yeah.
Cook had 17 carries for 87 yards. Josh was 15 of 26, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We already mentioned that. A lot of injuries. Josh Palmer got injured, but he still was the leading receiver.
I think he was on his way to a great game, bro. He was
2 receptions for 60 yards. And on that very first play, they dropped like a 40-yard bomb. And that was the first time that I saw the Bills throw downfield all season. So,
especially to Josh Palmer.
Yeah.
And then, again, I forgot who was on the game last night. The color guy, he's like, yeah, they finally, they said in practice this week, they want to get Josh Palmer some targets. It's like, looks like it was about to work great.
Yeah. And then it wasn't even like a bad tackle or anything. He just kind of landed on his leg wrong. Yeah. But
you just knew watching that he was going to be hurt.
Yeah. And the list of injuries go on and on. No Milano, no Samuel, no Kincaid. That's the biggest one I would say. I mean, Milano is very big, but Kincaid, number 1 target for the Bills. No Daquan Jones, no Terrell Bernard, and then no Josh Palmer. Of course, no Max Harrison, but he still hasn't even played this year. So I don't know what the big deal about the Will Johnson thing was, but I won't get into it, I suppose.
We could have drafted like anyone.
Won't get into
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But yeah, the offense struggled kind of due to penalties and injuries, I was going to say. But the defense, without Matt Milano, I think if Matt Milano's in this game, it looks a lot different. I mean, obviously, number 1 run stopper on the team. Just able to get downhill so fast. Terrell Bernard did all he could, but he was kind of getting torched out there too.
And nothing against, was it Dorian Williams that let that pick go? I mean, not let that. I think it was Shaq Thompson, or was it Thompson? Yeah. Regardless, I'm not sure if that's exactly where Milano is on that particular play. I didn't look at the formation necessarily, but you have to imagine if Milano's at least playing, that moves everyone down a spot.
Yeah,
and you don't have Shaq Thompson trying to pick Penix off.
He's a good run stopper.
He actually has played pretty.
He's pretty
solid.
Yeah, he was great on the Panthers.
I'll never actually fault him for the ball slipping through his hands. He's not a wide receiver. But that would have been so big. That would have been nice.
That might have even been a pick 6, if I'm being completely honest.
I mean, with a guy
that's the kind of throws Penix makes where I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, that's what I'm thinking this entire game is we're down, but we're 1 pick away. We're 1 fumble away, which, I mean, we did have a fumble, but first play of the game, got that called back.
Yeah. That was goofy too.
That was so weird. I was
shot out.
No one was ready for that.
Random other stats, I guess. Falcons had more time of possession, less penalties, more yards, more passing yards and rushing yards, and yards per play. Yeah, I mean, dominance on both sides, really. But I guess what do the Bills need to do during this upcoming bye week, before they play the Panthers, which, come on. But
yeah, we're about to play the Panthers, who have
they're surprising.
Been killing it recently. They know that you are familiar with getting killed by the Panthers. So.
What a random game! Falcons could so easily be 5-0.
Yeah, the Falcons are not. You can't mess with them, and you can't mess with the Panthers either, I guess. But I would say, this isn't bye week specific. However, for me, this is kind of just looking at trade deadline, what needs to be done. I wouldn't hate some safety help.
Yeah.
Instead of Cole Bishop trying to get his little arms around Bijan as he scampers away for 80 yards, maybe like a Kevin Byard. He's old, but I think still better than Cole Bishop.
Free agent safety, honestly. I mean, sure, Jordan Poyer's cool. I'm glad to have him back, but he's not that good. DeMar is just not that good. Taylor Rapp is the only good safety we have, and he's just good. 80 overall Madden. Good.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I will say? I know, it's Hoyt, right?
Yes.
He comes back next week.
That is true.
Is eligible to return next week.
And Ogunjobi, if I said that right.
Yeah, I will say, will have an impact on the Bills' defense. I never even thought about
that. Yeah, that is big.
And I'd like to see how the whole defensive experience is with that lineup out there. However, I think we still do need some defensive line help. This is something the Bills could do, I think, not so easily.
Yeah.
But for a casual fan, I think they so easily do this. Get Demario Davis. He's on the New Orleans Saints. He's 36. I know he's not making that much money, but he's great against the run. I don't care. There's a lot of times where it's obvious you got to defend a run. All right. Trade for him. I don't know. Get some bodies. People that you can just throw in there. I don't care. Where's Calais Campbell at? I'm sure he can still stop the run.
Cardinals. Yeah. He's actually very, very good on the Cardinals.
I know. He's definitely making league minimum too for a veteran too. So those kinds of guys, I don't care if you have to God forbid you trade a like late round pick.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think those are things we got to address.
But I guess, are the Bills a legit contender right now? I mean, they beat the Ravens.
Yeah,
they beat Miami. They beat the Jets, and they beat the Saints.
No,
I don't even think you can name 4 worst teams in the league. Maybe the Titans.
Yeah. But that's kind of anybody in the AFC East at this point in time, besides playing each other. Man, I think we're still contenders as long as we got Josh Allen. I'll never lose faith in him. I think if he just has a better game against the Falcons, or at least a slightly better game, then, you could say maybe we still win that. Obviously, props to the defense. We're obviously still contenders in my eyes.
Defense.
We have Josh Allen.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair enough to say. Heading into the bye week, what changes do you want to see be made, if anything?
I don't think anything needs to happen right away. Maybe just get Cole Bishop in the weight room. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I mean, hey.
No, that's fair enough to say.
I hate being too critical of
a young player.
Of a young player. He's still got a lot to learn, but
he'd be a great backup. Kind of just
at this point in his career.
Yeah, he'd be a great backup right now.
I'm sure he has a lot of potential.
Also, the Bills played way too much zone, but I really won't get into that. Just only zone. And I mean, like, I understand.
We hold when we play man.
Yeah.
Because we can't really, I mean, it's just the foul. Like, you guys finally played how you're supposed to. Yeah. You have so many weapons on the offense. Like, and, you got enough playmakers on the defense now. I just think you guys finally are playing how you should.
And frankly, it sucks because you lose that game to the Panthers. That's huge.
Yeah.
And then you dropped the one to the Bucks, but it was close. And now you're staring at, okay, the NFC is really tough. We either have to win our division or get really close to a wild card. It might just be tough to make the playoffs. That's
unfortunately for you guys, because you guys got a squad. Yeah, I will say, and I think
you throw the Falcons in the AFC.
Yeah,
clear.
Yeah.
I don't know, but let's move into our field goals of the week. No, of course, we're not talking about kicks. We're talking about the good, the no good, and the not even close. In other words, what went well this week and what just didn't. What was good this week? Patriots continued their hot streak. We talked about the Bills. Patriots now at the top of the AFC East. I almost said NFC East. That's not correct. AFC East. They win 3 in a row. 25-15 win over the Saints.
Saints, yes. It was
not a great team, but
no.
The Saints put up a fight. Drake May was 18 of 26, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. Patriots probably found their next franchise guy. We've been saying that for a couple weeks now, but
really good.
Man, it's so soon after Tom Brady. I can never get any peace in this division. But 9 carries, 28 yards. He led the team. Travion Henderson. Why waste the pick? I don't understand it.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say about that.
He's become a free agent in my fantasy league. He's that bad.
Because he can't.
Yeah.
The blind faith in Ramondre Stevenson needs to be stopped. Terrible. I don't understand it.
Obviously, Spencer Rattler's still playing very well. 20 for 26, 227 yards. No touchdown, but Kamara, 10 carries, 31 yards. Really just, he's not getting a ton of help. I don't know. The Saints are just kind of mid. They're not that bad. They're not as bad as people think they are, but they're definitely very mid.
Yeah, I mean, I think they are as bad as people think they are, and it's just the NFL, and
that's true.
You have close games regardless, but they are every bit as bad as people think they are. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. Are the Patriots a feel-good story right now in the NFL? I feel like I like Drake May. I'm like, oh man, I want him to succeed, but is it a feel-good story? Like a new head coach, new QB, new face.
This is just my bias, but I will never have a feel-good story about the New England Patriots.
Yeah. And
never.
For our next point in the good, another team I just can't really be that happy about, the Chiefs. They get back on track. That is very good for them. Back to their usual dominance, 30-17 over the Detroit Lions, who we claimed are the best team in the league. Chiefs are making their way back. They looked very mediocre in the first, 5 games of the season and 4 games of the season, maybe. And then they're back on track, and that's not good for the rest of the AFC, who's been struggling. Mahomes, the number one player in fantasy right now, 22 of 30, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns. Unbelievable numbers, just unbelievable pace.
Yeah.
Pacheco, 12 carries, 51 yards. Still nothing there.
Yeah.
Are you in for a running back at the deadline if you're the Chiefs? You're in a win now still.
Maybe, but I don't think it matters. Pacheco, in my opinion, is still great.
Yeah.
Obviously they're still winning, but
yeah.
The run game still perplexes me. The fact that, Pacheco, 12 carries, 51, that's good for best on the team.
Yeah.
It's still a glaring, issue that they need to resolve. I don't know if a new running back necessarily gets them there, but just, I don't know, drill running in practice. I don't know.
I don't know what you do, but you are a very one-dimensional offense, but hey, it's working.
It's working.
It is working extremely well.
They get a weapon back this week too. So
that is correct. And so the weapons grow for the Chiefs. They get Worthy back.
Yeah.
They get Rashee Rice back. This could be a scary team in the future. They shut down the Lions on defense as well. Shut down Amon-Ra.
That was the big thing, is that the Chiefs defense looks like they're back.
Yeah.
At least this week. They've still been inconsistent. Things can happen week to week. By all means, we're at week 6. Lots of things can happen, but I think it's more likely, after seeing them shut down a great team like the Lions, that they will continue to play well, unfortunately, for everybody that watches football.
Yeah, I picked them 3rd in their division, and now I very much regret it.
Yeah.
But not the point. They shut down Amon-Ra, 9 receptions for 45 yards. Jamison Williams led the team, 6 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown. And they limited Jahmyr Gibbs on the ground, 17 carries, 65 yards. Next time Jahmyr Gibbs Bijan is a conversation, I'll point this out. I just want to make it very clear.
I would like to see the Falcons play the Chiefs.
That is a good point. But in 17 carries, Bijan had 200 yards. That's not the point. But just a very, very good performance from them. And whether that's good or not, you tell me. So,
it's not good, but it's good that they played good, Yeah.
The same thing here. The New York Giants just upset the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football. Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo. Is that going to be a long-term duo? Is that going to be the next?
Not with Cam. Unfortunately, he's just going to
not make it very long.
Running, but like that,
That's a good point. I didn't really think about that. But Dart was 17 of 25, 195 yards, a touchdown. Scadaboo, 19 carries, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson led the team with 6 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Malik Neighbors' absence didn't affect him.
Yeah, no, Wan'Dale cooked. I gave him a spot start in my fantasy league. Probably should have told everyone else to start him too, but And
of course, on the other side, we get into the no good, because the Eagles just lost to the Giants.
They just lost.
They lost 2 in a row. Jalen Hurts, 24 of 33, 283 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Just unable to really get the chemistry going, get the team going. The offense just looks slow. Saquon had 12 carries for 58 yards.
Why only 12?
They destroyed his workload. Let me just make that very clear. They do not hand him the ball anymore.
Yeah, it's been a mix. It's been a mix, and you would think when you're playing the Giants, trying to avoid possible embarrassment, you would just give him the carries. But I don't know. Maybe they're
throw it to him. I don't know,
or something.
I just don't understand.
Dallas Goedert,
offensive player of the year last year, was he offensive player? Yeah, he was.
I want to say he was offensive.
I didn't know if it was him or Jamar, but either way, offensive player of the year last year. Just I don't know why.
Who needs the offensive player of the year from last year when you got Dallas Goedert? Am I right?
True. 9 receptions, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Dude's been cooking the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Been the most reliable target for Jalen Hurts on a team with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Jahan Dotson, and Saquon Barkley. So that's it's interesting.
Sorry. One other thing that real quick that also was no good from this game. 4 straight tush pushes into the end zone. The game got turned off because Nathan watches the game with the alert, he knows what happens, plays ahead of time, and he's like, it's 4 straight tush pushes for a touchdown. I'm changing the channel. And we watched some Seinfeld for a second.
That's good.
We watched some Seinfeld.
That's actually, that's probably
See what Jerry and the guys are up to.
They're probably having a great time.
It was a lot more amusing than
nothing.
watching 4 straight tush pushes. So.
I'm sure. And a lot of people have really criticized the Eagles for being a very boring team. And I honestly have to say the same about the Bills, but it's not the point.
No, yeah.
Is this panic mode for the Eagles?
No. If they traded all of their star players and then started losing to the Giants, I think it'd be panic mode. But they're still a fantastic roster. I'm not looking into this very much.
It's a divisional game. I mean, you said the same with the Bills last week. Kind of traded one for one.
It's week 6. I just don't. I feel like in general, I don't read into really anything until we're at like week 10, and I'm like, oh, this is still happening.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I hear you.
For now, no, not concerned. Whatever. I think the Eagles are fine.
Team that should really be entering panic mode, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not due to their record, but due to the fact that they just lost all their receivers in a matter of 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fred Warner as well on that injury report, huge blow to the 49ers defense. But Emeka Egbuka, huge injury for the Buccaneers.
He's been playing so well.
Probably one of the top teams in the league, if not the top team in the league. No longer has Emeka Egbuka, Mike Evans, or Chris Godwin, or Bucky Irving, which they're finding ways to win. It doesn't matter.
They're getting it done. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
Go bake,
And that happened in the same game, right? Fred Warner fractures his ankle. Is that what happened? Yes. And Emeka Egbuka is hamstring, something along those lines.
Mike Evans and Emeka, dude, they gotta
start
or something.
Working out the hamstrings.
Or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that team no longer has any of their star wide receivers. Do you think that will really affect the team?
No, I mean, Mike Evans, he's kind of on the way back from his hamstring injury. Probably, he might even play this week. But maybe not. It could be limited. Regardless, Egbuka, he's also much younger. I think depending on how severe of a hamstring injury it is, he could be just a couple of weeks as well. So ultimately, with these like top teams in the league, especially when it comes to injuries, as long as they're back by like second half of the season, you're good. You're golden.
And if they continue to play at a high level without receivers, without running backs, and it's all on Baker Mayfield's shoulders,
which it will be for the next couple of weeks.
Is Baker Mayfield the top MVP candidate right now?
I feel like he has to be. They're a one-loss team. They're one of the only one-loss teams in the NFL still. So they're getting it done, and he's having less and less and less help. And that's that was the entire argument about Josh Allen last year. So let's not forget, that does win you MVPs.
But obviously, the Buccaneers win that game 30-19, their first 2-score win this year.
Good for you guys.
Which is crazy to say, but Baker's just got that dog in him. Devastating for the 49ers, losing the game, obviously, losing Fred Warner. That's probably the tougher blow, I would say. But we move on to the not even close Titans. Just the whole Titans in general. What's going on over there, man? Like, the head coach is gone. Cam Ward he's starting to struggle some more. They lost to the Raiders, who are bad. And they only lost 20-10. Like, it wasn't a blowout game.
Yeah.
But there was no life on that team at all.
No. Cam Ward said it a couple weeks ago. We ass. And
not much more you can say, yeah.
There's nothing else I have to say about them. This game was so unattractive to watch. I couldn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I am unprepared to speak on the show about that game. It sucked.
It was on. I don't know if I looked down a lot. I can tell you, Ashton Genty is continuing to play very high-level football. 23 carries, 75 yards. A touchdown.
Even I knew that, at least.
Yes. Geno Smith is continuing to play very low-level football.
Even I knew that, at least.
17 of 23, 174 yards, a touchdown, an interception. I don't think he has a game this year without an interception at this point.
He's actually he's leading the league in terms of interceptions, and it's not close. I don't have the numbers on me, but it's not close. Geno Smith really goes out there and does his thing. throw picks.
He might end up Jameis Winston numbers, like 30-30 and just call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I give him 30.
That's a good point. Yeah, 25-30, man.
Yeah.
But
poor man's Jameis Winston.
It's Geno Smith. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Except Geno's like half as funny.
Yeah, I know. And he's not, yeah.
He's got he's got good one-liners like, oh, they wrote me off, I didn't write back. Like, that's pretty good. Those. But Jameis it's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody at Jameis Winston's level for funniness in the league right now.
Yeah, no, he's the best.
Yeah. But of course, they fired their head coach after this game. Brian Callahan is gone. They named Mike McCoy the interim head coach. He was the senior offensive assistant. He's a former head coach and offensive coordinator, I believe. I don't know.
They'll
I'm
probably
not expecting much. Yeah.
I mean, without a doubt, they'll win more games under the new head coach, but that's only because they're playing more games under this new head coach, and that's it.
That is a great point, James. Like,
they have one win.
Unbelievable analysis.
Yeah. And if he coaches the rest of the season, they might get 2 wins under the new head coach. Which would be
double the amount of wins that the former head coach had.
When he reapplies at the end of the season, and he has to send in his resume, it's to be like, I doubled our win count from. Well, no, don't say the numbers. doubled our win count.
Yeah. That's good. I like that a lot. I won't go into who they should replace with yet because it's only like a quarter of the season, third of the season. But I can tell you Cam Ward is starting to struggle a bit. And I think it was very evident, just not on the same page as his head coach or his receivers.
Even from not watching the games, it's very evident.
Yes. 26 of 38, 222 yards, touchdown, interception. Very last play of the game. Let me try to reenact this a bit.
Okay.
Goes to throw the ball, drops it. Just drops it.
We ass.
And there it goes.
Yeah, that's fitting. I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good stuff.
Final play of the game, so they didn't have a chance to come back, but they didn't have a chance in general.
Yeah, there's no 10-pointer in football.
Gosh, Tony Pollard, man. 10 carries, 34 yards. Talk about mid, bro. There's not much more I can say. Leading receiver on the team. If you had a guess, I know it's right in front of you here.
No, I'm not gonna. I actually already scrolled past it because I'm so ready to move past this. Let me just guess. Like, is it Io Manor?
No.
Is it a running back? Is it Tyjae Spears?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it like? Okay, who?
Van Jefferson.
Oh,
you would have never got it.
No, was not aware that Van Jefferson was a Titan.
No, 75 yards though.
To be honest.
Yeah. He's the definition of ass.
Last thing I remember Van Jefferson from was that Baker Mayfield Rams touchdown drive.
Yeah. That's a good callback, actually. That's good. And then he was terrible after that.
Yes.
Final field goal of the week, staying in the not even close. The Jets moved to 0-6, 0-5.
0-5. Yeah.
0-5. Is it 0-5 or is it 0-6?
Or maybe it is 0. Oh, it's 0-6.
It would be 0-6. I put 0-5, but
there.
I'm not very good at counting. Boring London game, 13-11 final score. Broncos win. -10 passing yards for the Jets. 82 total yards. Justin Fields had 45 yards, but they had 55 yards of sacks.
Yeah, net yards, minus 10.
Yeah, there it is.
Very good.
Fields was 9 for 17, 45 yards. That's
Breece Hall, dude. I didn't
Get
even
him out of there,
see
bro.
his carries.
22 carries, 60 yards. Broncos are good, but that's bad. That's really
holy
bad.
cow.
Can we pull up the Bijan Robinson comparison?
Yeah.
It's a different team, but please. Josh Reynolds, 3 receptions, 25 yards. Led the team. I don't even know what to say. Like, Bo Nix, 19 of 30, 174 yards, a touchdown. Like, good for him. Dobbins, 14 carries, 40 yards. Ingram, 5 receptions, 42 yards. No way is anybody waking up early for this. The international games are so unbelievably boring.
They're only on because it's the only game.
Yeah.
And it's been like that for the past 2 weeks at least.
Yeah.
You know?
Nothing screams America like sending your worst games overseas.
Yep. And this one stunk real bad. Was real smelly.
Nothing happened.
Jets are horrible.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say.
It might be a head coaching thing. Like, I'm not even kidding. I know it's his first year, but I don't
know what to make of them. Last week we were saying like they're not even that bad of a 0-win team, but they did their best to really change our minds this week.
And they made it pretty close with the Broncos.
They had a chance to win.
They actually had
the Jets defense gave them a good chance to win. And even they started a drive in field goal range, and it ended with them punting, I'm pretty sure, pretty early on in the game, following the turnover that they forced. It is hell for the Jets right now.
They're just eternally cursed. But let's get into our extra point. We are a third of the way through the NFL season, which is crazy to say. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
Let's do some power rankings and playoff predictions.
Okay.
Very early.
Okay.
Let's start with the power rankings. Who do you have at 1?
Power rankings, number 1 for me. It's the Bucks. They've been the best team. They got possibly the front runner for MVP. So
yeah, I agree with you.
At that.
So we both agree on 1 being the Bucks. Who's number 2 for you?
I'm still going with the Lions, regardless after this week.
I went back and forth, but I thought if I don't put the Chiefs here, people are going to be mad. Like, oh, the Lions just beat the Chiefs. How are you going to put them higher than the Chiefs? But I get what you're saying. In power rankings, I completely agree. But I think the Chiefs right now are very, very scary. Yeah. I'm putting them at 2. Yeah. And then I have the Lions at 3.
There you go.
And you have the Chiefs at 3. Yeah.
I actually don't have the Chiefs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Chiefs.
I saw the C, and I just
the Chiefs need to get a little bit more respect from me. Still, they're still a 3-3 team right now. I had the Colts at 3. Man, they're 5-1. They look unbeatable.
Okay, so you have the Colts at 3. I have the Lions at 3. I have the Colts at 4.
Okay.
I'm just not convinced yet. They haven't really played anyone where I've been like, okay.
And that's
barely
totally
beat the Broncos.
Fair assessment.
I don't know. And then at 4, you have...
I have the Bills.
The Bills.
Yeah. I'm not going to move them out of the top 5. I just can't.
At 5, I have the Patriots.
The Patriots at 5?
Patriots at 5.
You remember what...
They look very good right now.
They do look very good right now, but they're an AFC East team. They've played, essentially the same teams the Bills have.
Yeah.
I don't know. 5 is crazy
I can't put them
me.
above the Bills right now for the same reason that I can't put the Lions over the Chiefs.
Oh, man, that's unbelievable. Hold on. I'm pretty sure. They lost to the Raiders week 1. I'm sorry. I can't get behind Patriots at 5. I can't. I
actually forgot about that game. I won't lie, but they've come around.
They have. I'll give you the current view of them right now.
I put the Chiefs at 2, to be fair, who also were on a losing streak for a while.
I think there's a long list of honorable mentions that goes outside of the power rankings at this very moment, and there's 6 teams that are all tied.
Yeah.
And the Patriots are one of them. Could be a top 10 team for sure.
I hear that.
I'm giving you slack. I'm not giving you any slack for putting them at 5. That's crazy.
Bills at 6. Who's at 5 for you?
The Rams, dude.
Yeah, I actually do like that. But they're playing their worst football right now, and they don't have Puka anymore.
I
dropped him down for me.
Don't even play him in London. Sorry. I don't want him to get any more hurt. Just
that's actually
rest
fair.
him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Patriots at 5 for me. Rams at 5 for you. 6 is the Bills. So very close behind.
I've got the Packers up at 6, which is a little risky, I will say.
Packers are my overrated team right now, I would say. They tied to the Cowboys.
I could have put the Chiefs, who I have at 7, at 6 in front of the Packers, and I think maybe that makes a little bit more sense, however. Regardless, I've got 6 Packers, 7 Chiefs. What about you?
I have 7 Eagles.
7 Eagles.
Eagles haven't been mentioned by you yet. They are playing their worst football.
I won't even lie. They're playing bad football, but I think I'm going to shake up from my original rankings. I'm going to slide them into the end of the top 10 here, because now I've located a team that I want to move outside of the top 10.
All right.
Just thinking about it.
I like that. Okay. So I have Eagles at 7. You have Chiefs at 7.
Mm-hmm.
At number 8, I have the Rams, which very low. I know they're my top team in the NFC last week. Losing Puka really hurts. They're playing very bad football. They barely beat the Ravens. Can we just make that very clear?
That should be very clear. They were tied 3-3 at halftime.
Yes.
Against the Ravens with terrible defense. Or no
terrible
players.
Defense, yeah.
I've got 8, the Niners. I think they're a team equipped to beat anybody right now. I know they dealt with the injury to Fred Warner. I know they just came off a loss, but Brock Purdy's going to come back. Mac Jones has played against good teams and looked great. I think this is a team that by the time we get to the end of the season, we might be just saying, wow, they just kind of stuck around, which is a little insane to me. I think they're better than some of the other teams in their division. That
49ers do not make my top 10, but I just don't love their current QB situation. I'm just not very high on them, I guess.
I think they just kind of they get system, right? It's a great system.
And now at number 9, I have the Packers.
And now at my number 9, I have the Eagles.
There you go.
I actually forgot to put them inside the top 10 just because,
And then
that's crazy.
Rounding out, number 10, give me the Steelers. They're playing very good football right now.
I'll give you that, but I don't like the Steelers at all. And that's just my bias. I think they secretly suck.
Yeah, I hear that.
Chargers at 10.
Okay. My honorable mentions here, Rick. If we went 11, 12, 13, 14 is Seahawks, Niners, Falcons, Chargers.
I would also
Chargers
have
are playing very bad right now.
Chargers not playing the greatest. I have the Seahawks kind of right at the outside as well.
And then playoff predictions. Let's just run through the seeds. I have in the AFC the Bills at 1. I just think they're going to pull it around, even though they're not playing that well right now. Chiefs at 2, Steelers at 3, Colts at 4. Could be the Jaguars or the Texans. That's actually a very tough division. And then I have the Patriots at 5, Broncos, at 6, and the Chargers at 7.
Chargers at 7 to round it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I could fit another team in there. Maybe the Jags, maybe the Texans. That's probably as close as it gets.
Well, you're not going to like my playoff predictions because I've got the Colts at 1. I don't know if a team really challenges them in the regular season the rest of the way, like in their division.
I hear that.
I'm not.
They haven't played the Texans yet.
That is, and I'll give them, the Texans haven't looked
and
great.
They haven't played the Jaguars yet.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, hey.
I'm just saying.
Things could get crazy with that division. However, as it stands right now, they're a one-loss team. They look great. Jonathan Taylor is insane. I'll give him 1. Followed by the Bills, and then in the order, Steelers, Chargers, Chiefs, Patriots squeak in at 6, and 7 is the Broncos.
7 seed Broncos, 5 seed Chiefs, 4 seed Chargers.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I think all of them get in.
It's interesting, yeah.
I mean, we just talked about this last week. I
they're
think
all good.
They all get in.
And then in the NFC, number 1 seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Easy division, besides for the Falcons, maybe. Lions at 2, Rams at 3, Commanders at 4 over the Eagles, 5 Packers, 6 Eagles, and I'm saying number 7 is the Atlanta Falcons. It's very tough, though. Very, very tough division.
The Atlanta Falcons. You think the Falcons
Seahawks could squeak in? It's between those two teams.
Okay,
I think the Niners fall off a bit.
You're projecting the Niners to just kind of pretty much fall off the table here.
I think they have to. I think the Rams take it, and then it's between the Seahawks and the 49ers. But I don't know. The NFC is so stacked. It's so hard. But I know that the NFC East can't have a repeat champion, so it can't be the Eagles. So I think it has to be the Commanders.
All right. I'm fine with that, I guess. For me, it's going to go NFC. I think the Bucs hold on to that number 1. I honestly, this is more of a hope than what is actually going to happen. I'll get Eagles at 2. I think they ultimately whip themselves into shape, just not playing well right now. Rams at 3, Packers 4, and then Niners, Lions, Seahawks. I think, again, that division, you get Rams, Niners, Seahawks, at least for right now. I think the team that's most capable of falling off in that division is the Seahawks. Maybe not quite the Niners, but if one of those teams did fall off, I think the Falcons could hop in. Maybe the Commanders.
So tough. It's so close. That loss to the Panthers is so brutal. But we got to move on. Let us know how we did on our power rankings and our playoff predictions. Let's move into our fantasy starts and sits for next week. I am 17-13 on my starts, 18-12 on my sits. James, you are 15-15, 1-4 last week.
It's bad.
Not the best, but 16-14 in sits, 2-3 last week. It was a rough week for you last week.
Coming off a bad week.
I understand, but we can make it up here. I've got the crew of misfit toys here in my starting lineup. And it's more if like you really need a guy.
Okay.
Except for one. But let's start with QB. I'm gonna ride with Dylan Gabriel again. He faded me last week.
Yeah.
But against Miami, it's Miami's defense. I mean, I just have to trust that he bounces back and plays well.
Yeah.
Job on the line.
Exactly. Right. And, his job isn't exactly on the line, but I still anticipate Jared Goff to play very well against the Bucs. I think this game just going to be.
Yeah.
Just
two hurt teams just going at it.
Constantly going back and forth. So I think he could throw a couple touchdowns.
Speaking of that hurt team at wide receiver, I have Sterling Shepard against Detroit because everyone else is hurt and Detroit gives up the 30th, the third most points to wide receivers, 30th worst.
There you go.
That's what I have.
Not 30th worst, 29th worst is the Indianapolis Colts. They're playing the Chargers, and Ladd McConkey's been on the come up a little bit lately. Quentin Johnston's been dealing with some injuries. Keenan Allen hasn't had the continuity of getting in the end zone like he has like on a week-by-week basis, and McConkey's just kind of been coming up. So I think you can finally, I've told you to sit him before. Definitely start him this week. I think you get a good week from McConkey.
Not very often do I put two Cleveland Browns in the start category, but Quinshon Judkins against Miami, another bounce back week for him. Miami gives up the 26th worst team against the run. I don't know why I wrote it the way that I did, but
sometimes you're just not thinking like you are now.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm going to say start Jordan Mason against Philly. Overall, Philly just isn't great against the run, and I think this game could be so close with the Vikings defense playing as well as they have been.
I will say Aaron Jones is on track to come back soon as well.
Yeah.
Not that really matters, but
and I'm sure he'll get some carries and maybe some receiving work, but I think especially like his first week back, he's going to be so light in getting in and out. I still think Mason's going to be
I'm just
good for the next few weeks even.
And then at tight end, Mason Taylor, the tight end for the Jets, if you don't know who that is, against Carolina.
Minus 10 net passing yards last week. Not nervous about it?
Nope.
Okay.
I think they need this one. They need it.
They do.
They need to win. It's against a bad opponent. Panthers give up the most points in the league to tight end, and Justin Fields will need a safety blanket here.
All right. Hey, well, speaking of safety blanket, speaking of just the only starter playing or running routes, Cade Otton against Detroit, he
has been playing. He's been putting up numbers in fantasy. Yeah,
he's been putting up some good numbers recently. Excuse me. Wow. Sorry, guys. But, it doesn't really matter how good Detroit is against tight ends necessarily. He's the only guy that's familiar to Baker Mayfield in this game besides like Sterling Shepard. So,
yeah, Cade Otton makes you gassy. But at flex, I have Jaylen Warren against Cincinnati. He's going to return to speed this week. Bengals give up the most points in the league to the running back position.
Yeah, and New Orleans, they don't give up the most, to running backs. However, Swift is coming off some great weeks. So I say DeAndre Swift, the Bears O-line seemed to figure it out after starting 0-2. They got 3 straight, or was it 0-3? Regardless, 3 straight wins for the Bears. So that's a team that could have figured it out. Swift just dropped like 26 last week. So
he did play really well. Then let's get to our sits, starting with the QB. Sit that boy Jackson Dart. He's been nice. Yeah. He's been so good the last couple of weeks, but put him on the bench against Denver. You just watched what happened last week. Yeah. They killed Justin Fields. So just put him down for a week.
Yeah. This is like one of those rare instances where you can totally 100% listen to fantasy. Like he's projected like 18 points week in, week out.
Yeah.
He's down this week.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Another guy who's down, maybe don't listen to it, but I think Drake May's due for a game where he doesn't play phenomenal. He's had a couple great weeks in a row, but they lost to the Raiders week 1. He still had a great fantasy performance. I think the Titans finally limit him. Like they've limited QBs, all year.
That would be kind of a crazy stat if the Patriots end up like losing the division on like one game. You'd be like, oh, well, they lost to the Raiders week 1. That's what did it. At wide receiver, I'm going to have you sit Brian Thomas Jr. against the Rams. He finally had a good week, but I don't trust him. The Rams defense gives up the 6th least amount of points to wide receivers, something like that. I don't know. Something along those lines. They're good. I don't know.
Yeah. Same exact vibes for my wide receiver, Chris Olave. He's projected like 15.7 points in fantasy this week.
Yeah.
I don't like it. he's not supposed to have all that happen. He's playing the Bears. They're 25th against wide receivers in terms of allowing fantasy points, but I still just don't trust him.
Yeah.
Just don't start Chris Olave. The app will tell you to. Don't.
I get it. Yeah, I hear you. But at running back, I'm going to have you put Rashad White on the bench. He's probably a waiver wire guy for you. His Linsanity run is over. Detroit gives up the 4th least amount of points to running back. They're going to have to be throwing this ball a lot. Just put him down for a second.
Yeah, put him down.
Pick him back up maybe if Bucky stays out a long time, but probably got lucky with him, so keep him on the bench.
Yeah, and I'm going to say Raiders Chiefs. It can get a little hairy, and there's a chance the Raiders are in this game, but I don't think they're going to be. And Ashton Genty's just not going to make his mark like he's supposed to. I think this is still a decent matchup for him, but the Chiefs locked in last week. That might continue. I'm inclined to believe, yes, it will. So maybe temper expectations for Genty. I know it's really hard to sit him, so I understand if you want to start him anyways.
I like that. Tight end, sit either Jake Tonjes or George Kittle, depending on who comes back. I don't trust either of them.
Yeah,
they're going to split some time, I think, and Atlanta gives up the least amount of points to the tight end.
Hey, that we talked at length about that defense.
Yes.
They're very good. So, kind of the same thing for me. If Bowers plays, don't play him. If Michael Mayer plays, don't play him, regardless of who's playing. They're playing Kansas City. That's a game that they're not going to be in my opinion.
Yeah, and finally, at my flex, this doesn't really have to be said, but don't take Chase Brown off your bench. He's not that good, and he's playing Pittsburgh, who has really limited some running backs in the past couple of weeks.
I'll put an asterisk next to mine, because this kind of depends on Chuba Hubbard coming back. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard together, bad for fantasy, because Rico Dowdle made such a good case that he should get some carries. Most guys would probably go up from like a 20% split to like a 40, if they play well while someone's out. This could genuinely be 50-50. He has totally earned some work. The only other 50-50 running back room in the league is like the Seahawks, and
neither of those fantasy options are good. So.
Neither of them are good fantasy options. So I think Dowdle Hubbard could be heading towards that against the Jets. I really don't care what the matchup is. They're not going to be great for the rest of the season if they split.
I agree. But that is the end of our fantasy starts and sits. Hopefully we do better than last week, but not the point. Let's get into our forecast for next week. We can't tell you the weather, but we can make some predictions on the next week of football.
Yeah.
22-19, which is not good. And James, you are 24-16 or 17. I might have just done the math wrong on one of ours, but
okay.
It just doesn't even out.
That is. I don't. No, it doesn't even out.
That's okay. I'm not good at math. You can make that 19 and 18.
Yeah, I mean,
that's big.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's an 18 now.
Thanks. Right. Yeah, 22 and 18. I got an extra little help there. Yeah. Thursday Night Football, Steelers, Bengals. I'm going with the Steelers. I'm riding with my 4 seed in the AFC, or 3 seed, or wherever I had them. Number 10 power ranking.
Yeah, Joey Flacco beats him. Sorry.
Wow.
I think he totally does.
We disagree on a lot of these. I didn't even look really, but that's crazy. That's a hot take.
We don't actually disagree on a lot of them. There's a couple. There's plenty in a row where we agree. However,
London at 9:30. Rams at Jaguars. Technically, Jaguars are home, and I think that gives them an advantage. They're used to playing in London. Give me the Jaguars here.
And it is 100% a home game for them. They play well in London. They play in London the most. Give me the Rams. I don't care. Especially if Puka plays. I kind of hope he doesn't, though. Just stay healthy.
He'll get more hurt.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Stupid London fields. Nothing against London, but just
nothing against England. The field sucks. Yeah. 1 p.m. Eagles, Vikings, 2 teams that are under expectations right now.
So tempted to hit Vikings here,
but we're going Eagles. We're going Eagles. We have to ride with the birds.
Really want to go Vikings,
but this could bite us pretty bad. But who cares? Anyway, 4 p.m. Colts Chargers. That's an interesting game to me. I'm going with the Chargers. I'm not a big fan of the Colts yet.
I think the Colts are gonna. I'm high on the Colts still. I chose the Chargers against my better judgment. I'm going to regret this one, though. I think the Colts might win this. I'm still just going to go with the Chargers.
Okay.
They're the home team.
We both said Chargers.
They're the home team. Yeah, I agree. Chargers should win, but I think the Colts are going to make me regret.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Another 4 p.m. game that's kind of interesting. Giants Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos, but that's because I think they shut down Jackson Dart.
I'm going to go with the Broncos too. I think same thing. They're going to shut them down.
And then Sunday Night Football, Falcons, 49ers, two teams that are basically on the same level right now, if you ask me. Some of the best running backs in the league. My game of the week. Falcons are my winners here.
I agree. They finally used their talent last night. Or
crazy.
A couple nights ago, as anyone else is watching this. But I think they could be scary if they actually realize that they can do that.
They realize that they have some good players in the offense. Anyway, Monday Night Football 1, Buccaneers-Lions. We talked about this being a high-scoring game. I'm going to go with the Lions here.
I'm also going to go with the Lions. This is my game of the week, though. I think this is... I know there's injuries. It could still turn into a shootout, in my opinion, though. And I think that's fun. I think the Bucs could win, too, but I've got the Lions.
And on the other side, Texans-Seahawks, another good Monday Night Football game. I think both of these games are very good. But I'm going to ride with the Texans here.
Give me them Seahawks, dude. They've just kind of been getting it. They beat the Jaguars last week.
Yeah.
Why not?
I just think the Texans defense is really good. That's
so
really
is the Seahawks, to be completely honest.
Yeah, that is a good point. And then, of course, the lock of the week. We went 1-0 in our first predictions here. So hopefully we can continue it because that's kind of the point. Give me the Patriots over the Titans this week.
Yeah, the Rams kind of let me down. I think I said it was going to be like 44-7 or something. Yeah. It was only like 17-3. So,
but also I said Colts over Cardinals and they almost lost. So
that is true. They almost got you good there. Yeah, but I'm going to go Bears over Saints.
There's a lot of close games this week. I feel like
this was actually pretty hard to do. We get a lock of the week this week. It was pretty hard.
But hopefully we move to 2-0. But that is all we have for this episode of Field Goals and Forecast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we will see you all next week. Go watch some football.
Peace.
Bye-bye.